need to do. One, I think, with a great sense of urgency, we need to look out for those who are around us. As Scripture says, we need to be our brother's keepers and begin to identify people who could be struggling, whether they know or they don't know, and enable them find access to mental health and wellness support from various quarters and spaces that we have. Really, I think that is a must that we must do, and we must begin a process along those lines to deal with the issues of stigma. There's a lot of stigma around, and encourage people, as Senator says, to do even self-assessment or go for care and be able to find diagnosis that is able to help them. As I said earlier, I see a lot of that in marital counseling that we do. I see that a lot in the children that come to us from families that we handle. There's a lot in the veneer of people presenting other problems around mental health that we really are not able to see. So I think we really need to encourage that. But secondly, Professor did mention that one of the key drivers of issues around mental health is the economy. And really, I think that's something that we must address head-on as a country. And I really want to encourage the Kenya Kwanza government to go back to the manifesto they made to Kenyans around turning around the economy and addressing the problems that bedevil Kenyans. Because today, the people around me, the network around me that I support are so many that if you begin to overtax me and the burden starts to sink me down, it's affecting a whole family of people around me that I support from the village to here, including the Uber that I should have taken. I'd rather walk, including the Mama Mboga that I support at the corner there, the little girl that I take to school. Now, when they're not able to go to school because the burden on me has become so high, definitely they'll be affected. I'm dropping out of school and all that. And those are the issues that Professor was talking about. Those are the triggers and the drivers. So really, we must address issues of cost of living in this country as a priority. And I want to ask the government to prioritize that, even in the BOMAS talks that are going on. That really is something that we must prioritize. The shame that I see among our politicians is that there's a lot of selfishness about what we want. You hear Senators Fund, you see here CDF be entrenching the Constitution, you see it's all selfishness. But nobody's asking, from the values point that was made earlier, what are we doing to Kenyans to improve their lives? What austerity measures are we putting in place to arrest wanton corruption and greed that is happening in this country? So really addressing the cost of living, addressing the economy, stabilizing the economy, managing the public debt, creating resources within, creating jobs so that the things that we saw earlier around the recruitments don't happen, then the country will begin to thrive and wholesome health will begin to flourish. And we'll see that in our families all across board.
Yeah. Prof?
Yeah, firstly, I must say there's hope.